In a time when the world was deeply divided, one man rose from the barrios of Buenos Aires to lead over 1 billion people with compassion, humility, and courage. This is the story of Pope Francis, the first Latin American pope, a reformer, a peacemaker, and a spiritual father to many. Early life and calling. Pope Francis was born as Jorge Mario Bergoglio on December 17, 1936, in Buenos Aires, Argentina. He was the eldest of 5 children in a middle-class family of Italian immigrants. His father was a railway worker, and his mother, a homemaker. As a young boy, Jorge was known to be intelligent and deeply reflective. However, his life took a profound turn when he suffered from a severe lung infection, leading to the removal of part of his lung, a health issue that would shape his life and humility. Before becoming a priest, he worked briefly as a janitor, bouncer, and chemical technician, showing his down-to-earth character. At the age of 21, he entered the Society of Jesus, also known as the Jesuits, known for their commitment to education, discipline, and service to the poor. He was ordained a priest in 1969, and over the following decades, rose through the ranks due to his intellect, leadership, and unwavering focus on helping the marginalized. Archbishop of Buenos Aires. In 1998, Bergoglio became the Archbishop of Buenos Aires. Unlike many in his position, he chose to live in a modest apartment rather than the Archbishop's palace. He cooked his own meals, used public transportation, and was often seen walking the streets of the city, connecting with the people. He gained a reputation for being a bishop of the slums, often ministering in the poorest neighborhoods. His simplicity, deep spiritual insight, and focus on social justice made him beloved among the people, but also drew criticism from conservative circles. In 2001, he was made a cardinal by Pope John Paul II. Despite his new status, Bergoglio continued to reject luxury, staying true to his humble lifestyle. The historic election. Following the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI in 2013, the first papal resignation in nearly 600 years, the world looked toward the Vatican with anticipation. On March 13, 2013, white smoke rose from the Sistine Chapel. The announcement echoed, "Habemus Papam. We have a pope." To the surprise of many, the chosen one was Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio. He took the name Francis, after Saint Francis of Assisi, a symbol of poverty, peace, and humility. This choice spoke volumes. It was the first time a pope had ever chosen that name. He was also the first Jesuit pope, the first from the Southern Hemisphere, and the first non-European pope in over 1,200 years. A papacy of compassion. Pope Francis quickly set a new tone for the papacy. He focused on inclusivity, mercy, and reform. His first year was marked by acts that stunned the world. Washing the feet of prisoners and Muslims on Holy Thursday. Calling for a poor church for the poor. Embracing people with disabilities and disfigurements. He shifted the Church's focus from dogma to compassion, famously saying, "Who am I to judge?" when asked about LGBTQ and individuals. Though he never changed core doctrines, he emphasized pastoral care over judgment, calling for love and understanding over exclusion. Global leadership. Pope Francis became not just a religious figure, but a global leader and moral voice. In 2015, he released Laudato Si, a groundbreaking encyclical on climate change and the environment. In it, he declared that the Earth, our common home, is being mistreated, urging immediate global action. He also played key diplomatic roles. He helped broker the 2014 reconciliation between the US and Cuba. He advocated for peace in Syria, Ukraine, and the Holy Land. He strengthened interfaith dialogue with Muslims, Jews, Hindus, and Buddhists traveling to the Middle East, Africa, and Asia to promote harmony. In each journey, his message remained consistent: peace, respect, and shared humanity. Reform and controversy. Francis also tackled the Church's most painful issues, especially the clergy's sexual abuse crisis. Though his efforts were sometimes seen as too slow, he established commissions, removed bishops, and called for accountability, even from high-ranking cardinals. He worked to decentralize church governance, giving more voice to bishops worldwide and updating how the Vatican manages finances and administration. However, not all welcomed his changes. Traditionalists viewed his papacy as too progressive. Debates over issues like communion for divorced Catholics and blessings for same-sex couples sparked internal tensions. Yet, Pope Francis remained steady, reminding critics that mercy and dialogue were not signs of weakness but of Christ-like love. Final years and legacy. In his later years, Pope Francis faced multiple health challenges including knee problems, colon surgery, and lung complications. Despite this, he continued to lead with energy, humor, and warmth. He emphasized care for the elderly, refugees, and mental health. His papal trips continued well into his 80s, always prioritizing nations and people often overlooked by previous pontiffs. On April 21, 2025, Pope Francis passed away at the age of 88 due to complications from a stroke and cardiac arrest. His death marked the end of a transformative era in the Catholic Church. The world mourned. Leaders of all faiths and backgrounds paid tribute. His funeral drew millions both in person and online, a reflection of his global impact. His enduring message. Pope Francis will be remembered not just for the bold changes he made but for how he made people feel seen, heard, loved. He reminded us that the Church is not a museum of saints, but a hospital for sinners. He challenged us to listen, to care, and to walk alongside the poor and marginalized. His message was simple, yet revolutionary. Love your neighbor. Care for the earth. And never stop hoping for a better world. From the streets of Buenos Aires to the halls of the Vatican, from the poorest slums to the highest diplomatic stages, Pope Francis lived out his faith in action. His life was a testament to the power of humility, the courage of compassion, and the enduring truth that even in a divided world, one man's love can make a difference. Rest in peace, Pope Francis. You changed the world.